Hello, welcome. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to design a book cover using Pixellab. So the first step is to install Pixellab. You go over to Google Play Store and search for Pixellab. Pixellab. Here is the application. You download the application. Once you download the application, then you open it. You open the application. So once this is the design I did using Pixellab. So we are going to design this similar book cover from scratch. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And to do that, first of all, let me start from scratch. Let me start from beginning by clearing out the design. Okay, so everything now is the default. It's now in the default settings. Now in the default settings. So first thing, I'll change the size here. I'll go over to this place, click here, change the image size. I'm going to use the size for a book cover 1600 by 2400 or 2560. Yes, 2560. And then I'll change the background color to white. Change the background color to white like this. And then this text here, let's take a look at the original, the finished product. So the color is this color. So I'm going to actually import an image. Go to import an image I downloaded from. So you click here, click on import. I'm going to import an image I downloaded from Google. This image here. Click on check to import it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to resize it a little bit so that the image fits in perfectly. Yes. And then this image has some grid lines and I don't want it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to scroll over to erase color and click check. And then I'm going to increase it a little bit so that the check will go erase totally, and then okay. Now next thing, I'm going to put in some text here. I'm going to put in some text here. Real estate. The text I'm going to put is real estate on a new line. Real estate for beginners. Real estate investments. Okay, for beginners. As you can see in the original, the finished product. So I'm going to align it to the left. I'm going to align it to the left, increase the size a bit. Now for the color, I'm going to scroll here, click on color, click on this plus icon, click on this icon here, and then I'm going to click on the image. The color I want to use for my test, I'm going to import it from, I'm going to copy it from the image. And so I'm going to click on the image, the part of the color I want in the image, then click check, okay, then okay. So the color has been copied. The next thing I'll do is, for this black, I'm going to copy the same text, duplicate the same text, and write here beginners. beginners. This time around I will increase it a little bit so that it fits. And then the color is black. I'm going to use black color. Color is black, or not so black, a little bit of faint black, as you can see in the finished product. Okay, I think it's better now. Then the next thing I want to do is this 4 here. So what I'm going to do, let me lock this image first. To lock it, you click on the key, click on the key, click on the key. That way you can't be able to move it around when you lock it. If you want to edit it, you now unlock it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put in a circle here. That's under shapes. Under shapes, you click on this drop down here and select circle. So for beginners, that the part of the 4 here. So to get the background color, I'm going to use a color, different color for the image. So I'll click on color, click on enable, click on this plus here, copy the color, this yellow part. This yellow part. So you see here is showing yellow. That's copied the yellow from the image. Then say okay. Now I'll also lock this part so that I can easily edit. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to put that 4 text here. So I write 4, then move it around with position 2. Okay, better now. So I'll then change the font. I want to change the font to something else. Now the font I use for this design, I downloaded it from a site known as Da Font. Okay, I downloaded it from a site known as Da Font, and I'm going to use another font instead of this. I believe this default font is good for this part, so I'll choose this one here. Okay, then move it a little bit, move it down a little bit, reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so this is looking nice. So I can also do something. I can click on this part here. Let me go and show you again. Click on this part here, double click the 4 and the circle, and then make it as one component by clicking here. You see, are you sure you want to merge the selected objects? You say okay. So I'll merge them as one, so they are not one, so that I can move it easily as one. Okay, so here the next thing I want to do is I want to insert the author name, as you can see here. So what I'll do, I'll go over to this, click on shapes. So I'm going to move the shape down here, then change the color. The color I'm going to, as usual, get it from my image. The reason why I'm getting the colors from my image is to create a kind of visual harmony. Okay, so the colors will rhyme. So I also lock this part so that I cannot move it around. Then the next thing I want to do is my text. Okay, and then the color color of the text, I'll use white color of the text, and then finally I'll align it to the center. This text, I'll go to position, I'll go to relative position, and then click on this one here to align it to the center, then also lock the text. Right. So finally, as you can see in the original design, seems like this image needs to be a little bit bigger, but it's fine. Then I'll put a logo here. Actually, if you have a logo, you use that logo. Put logo here, and for the color of the logo, as you can see, I'm going to use, let me just use red. Then inside here, let's put the text logo. Don't actually have a logo, so I'll use a word mark logo. That is a text logo, a simple shape and with some text inside. It's known as word mark logo. So that's what I'm doing now. The next thing, I'll change the color to white. Change the color to white, and then this text, I'll move it a little bit to the right. Okay, so now I'll lock it as usual as one, as merge it as one, so that the logo can be moved easily. Then finally, what I want to do is I want to put the name of the company. Let me just call it Investor Pinnacle. Just form that name, Investor Pinnacle. And then the color, as usual, the color, I want to get the color. I want to get the color from the body of the image. Okay. And say okay. Good. Now finally, let's look what I need to do here. If you look here in the original image, you see some stripes. So you can add that stripes by going here, clicking here. Okay. See this thing that looks like magic stick. Then you click on stripes. So, but this stripe is too dark. I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Reduce the alpha, make it a little bit transparent, and then say okay. So like this, we are done with the design. Then I'm going to now save it. I'll save it as, I click on here, save, then say save as. Let me just call it book cover design. Okay, then say okay. So I've saved the book cover design. I've saved the book cover design. The next thing is to export it. Export image. Make sure you choose the highest, okay, quality. Okay, then you click on save gallery. Save to gallery. Save to gallery. Now the last thing I want to do is I want to create a mock-up. Like if you look at, I have here a mock-up which looks like a 3D design of the book. Okay, that shows how the book looks on an iPad, a phone, and the printed copy. So this is called a mock-up, book mock-up. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you go over to this website here that says DIYbookcovers.com. diybookcovers.com. So when you visit that website, visit the website. Click on Try Cover Creator. Not actually try cover creator. Actually, you can create a cover page with this, but actually what I want to do is the book mockup book mockup generator. When you click on search, you should see you should see this one here, DIY book covers. Click on it, and then the next thing is you select the design you want. I click on this design. Next step is okay, the design you want. I want a composite design. Click on composite, and then click on this one here, that shows you for iPad, and then you click next. The next step is to import the image. You click on browse. Now we bring in that image we just created. Which is this one, and then click on upload. Click on upload. Now after uploading, click on next, and then what is the file format you want to download it? I want to download it in JPG, so click on JPG. You can also download it in PNG if you want. Then you can see here it has been downloaded. You open it, voila, you see the design. This is the book cover mock-up design, and with this you can share it to your social media platform or your online store where you sell your book. The other book cover with design, you can also upload it to Kindle Direct Publishing platform. But I want to show you how to that font we use. To get that font, you go over to that font. See this website here, thatfont.com. So that font, the name of the font we use, if I remember clearly, the name of the font we use. So I know you'll be asking, how do I get that same font I used? So the name of the font I used, you can go over to fonts and just bring in a text here. The name of that font, let's go over to fonts. My fonts, the name of that font is Bison Bold. So let me delete this text as I don't need it. Delete. So the name of the font is Bison Bold. So you search for, it goes over to the search bar here, and then type Bison